Okay, hello everyone. This is Shubham, and here we are, Fortnightly current affairs. Just let me check the. Yes, I'm properly audible and properly visible. Yes, hello, hello. Interesting facts. Hello everyone. Right. So here we are in the current affairs fortnightly. Right. बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, बहुत सारा पर्टिकुलर वीक जो है वो गया है। यहाँ पे बहुत सारे इवेंट हुए लास्ट पर्टिकुलर उसमें हमने बात किया था किससे रिलेटेड। We had talk about the election commission. We had talk about certain different thing. Hello, criminal justice. Hello. So we had a lot of thing to be there जिस पे हमने discussion किया था. And this particular week, last 2 week, they were also very vibrant. They were also very happening, you can say. Right, क्या है क्या नहीं. Parliament session is going on there. There is some other kind of messes going around, and different places we can see some different thing. We can see certain tension in the Arunachal Pradesh and all other thing. So not we are not all we are going to discuss today, but a few like two topic of them, which is relevant for our law entrance test, which is relevant for our CLAT exam. That is what we are going to discuss. So, without any delay, let's start what we are having today. Okay, so reservation for women's in politics. जी हाँ भैया. Okay, so it's not like this is a new thing. Okay, the thing is key starting from 1905-08 when we had seen certain Bang Bandhu movement in the Bengal region during the British India time, and after that Sarojini Naidu was there who wanted more and more representation of women in the parliament. Right, she has certain ideas, certain particular philosophies that there are certain particular problems which are supposed to be addressed properly, and there we need females. So उनका भी अपना एक और particular वो था and all other things. So recently what exactly happened, the Bharat Rashtra Samiti BRS leader K Kavita, right, she launched a 6 hour long hunger strike on March of 10th, seeking a long pen seeking the pass seeking the bill which is long pending in the parliament, that is known as women's reservation bill. जी हाँ, ये बिल नया नहीं है, मैं आपको फ्रेंकली बता दूं. It was like almost 1998 when first time this bill was introduced, and this bill was under the conversation when Atal Bihari Vajpayee government was there. In 1999, it was again was in picture when the new government came into the power. Again, after that, in 2010, when UPA government was in news, was in power 2013, and again now we are seeing the discussion, the conversation regarding the women reservation bill in parliament again. The thing is this bill is having like कुछ गलत नक्षत्रों में जो है इसको क्या किया गया, इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया. ये राज्यसभा से तो निकल जाता है, राज्यसभा से तो पास हो जाता है. Sometimes it doesn't reach to Lok Sabha, so it is considered as lapsed. Sometimes people don't talk about it, people don't want to talk about it, and etc. etc. So recently, the BRS leader K Kavita, she launched a hunger strike claiming that 12 parties from opposition, right, they were together in this particular hunger strike, and they wanted this particular bill to be put on the table in the parliament again. And those parties included Samajwadi Party, RJD, that is Rashtriya Janata Dal, Rashtriya Lok Dal, and some other parties. So she claimed that 12 parties have supported her movement for the women reservation bill in the parliament, and she did a hunger strike for 6 hours. Now let's have a discussion. What is women's reservation in the politics? Okay, so what is a women reservation bill? So this particular bill, what is the exact provision that we are discussing? This particular bill actually proposed the reservation of a close to 33% of seats in Lok Sabha and state legislative assembly for women. जी हाँ, इट्स नॉट अबाउट दी पंचायती राज जहां पे हमने पहले ही लगभग 50% रिजर्वेशन देखा हुआ है. दिस इज अबाउट दी जनरल इलेक्शन लोकसभा एंड स्टेट लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली वेयर दे वांट 33% reservation for the women's for the number according to the number of seat. Now they are having certain more provision that like seat may be allotted in different constituency in the state and union territory based on their percentage based on their data to demographic data and etc etc. So they are having certain provision, they are having certain process described on it. The main point of the bill is 33% reservation for women in the Lok Sabha and the Legislative Assembly. Correct. This is the main provision, and they want this particular bill to pass in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Now, what is the need of the bill? क्या है जरूरत? Why we need this bill in parliament? Right, that's a good question, and that is supposed to be discussed. Right, the topic is need of the bill. According to the Global Gender Gap report, this Global Gender Gap Index is published by World Economic Forum, so don't miss that particular report. ये आपके एग्जाम के लिए important है. India ranked 48th out of 146 country in terms of political empowerment of a women. Okay. Again, make sure this is not the exact ranking. India in Global Gender Gap Index ranked 135 out of 146. Right. I guess in 2021, India ranked 140. So we had seen certain improvement. But in terms of a political empowerment for women, out of 146 country, India ranked 48. Again, when we are talking about world's largest democracy, ranking in 48 in women empowerment, that is again questionable. So, according to Global Gender Gap Index, the women representation in decision making is very less. We want to improve it. Okay, that is the first point. Apart from that, we still want certain more representation. The thing is, there is certain recent news which is saying women are still underrepresented in the parliament, right? And this particular reservation will ensure the strong presence of women in the parliament, both the houses. Apart from that, women are supposed to be part of certain major issues and their decision making. For example, like nutrition level, for example, sex ratio, for example, workforce, women in the workforce, for example, their rights, their like equality concern that constitution deals with, everything that women related issues. Women are uh, more appropriate, women are more qualified to take decision on that. So that is, these are the two reasons why we want, why we need this particular bill. Apart from that, our constitution mentioned that all the political, social, and economic spheres, the men and women should participate equally. So according to the constitutional provision as well, we want women to participate in that. Let's come to certain points that is supposed to be remembered. Currently, right? Currently, 14.4% of total member of Indian parliaments are women. Where like in the Lok Sabha there are 78 members, which is like elected representatives. So usme 78 aaya, that is not very good, right? And apart from that, the data, when we are talking about the data in the legislative assemblies, that particular percentage, average percentage in all the legislative assembly is a very less. That is close to 9%, which we cannot say is a good representation. So in coming year, we want more and more women to participate in this particular decision making, participate in the political empowerment, participate in the parliament. That is why the women's and some other particular opposition parties, especially the leader K Kavita of BRS, right? She demanded this bill to be presented in parliament, and that is why she did a 6 hours long hunger strike for that. So that is the women representation bill and recent enhancement or recent development. Let's come to the question. First question is a women's representative current status, right? In the parliament की total number of women MPs कितनी हैं लोकसभा में राज्यसभा में कितनी हैं which state is having maximum number of representation of women in the state legislative assembly. These are some particular direct questions that we can find in the passages or we can find in the exam. Apart from that, the bill's provision of 33%, right? And Global Gender Gap Index, who publish it, what is the rank of India in the Global Gender Gap Index in 2022, etc., etc. So these are the these are the different type of questions. And this was the women representation bill that is recently in the news again. Moving on, India remains. The next topic is India remains world's largest arms importer. Yes. भाई साहब, undoubtedly from last 5 years अगर देखा जाए, है ना, from last 5 years India has somehow seen spending less amount of money in buying arms according to the report. right? That report is from Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, which is known as SIPRI. So according to SIPRI, from last 5 years, India has bought lesser amount of arms from the other countries, but still India is in rank one according to the import report. That means दुनिया भर का like amongst all the world's arm importer, India is accounting 11% of total arm import. And after India, that is Saudi Arabia. Then we can see Qatar, and then we can see Australia. Then we can see China. You must be wondering why China need arms. I mean, China is one of the defense economy, but they also need some arms. Right. So from 2018 to 2022, India remains the world's largest arm importer according to the SIPRI. Right. Saudi Arabia was ranked second. Don't forget about it. And they have given certain reason for that. उन्होंने ये भी बात बोली कि according to COVID-19 and the situation that Indian economy is facing afterward, because of that they had seen certain less expenditure in the arms and defense. But even though we are at rank one, and reason behind this is with the current tension with our friendly neighborhood like Pakistan and China. Yes, I mean you have seen Galwan clash, you have seen Doklam clash, you can see the like पुलवामा अटैक यू कैन सी द उरी अटैक सो हमारे फ्रेंडली नेबरहुड जो हैं पाकिस्तान एंड चाइना उनके साथ हमारे रिलेशन काफी अच्छे हो रहे हैं दे आर गेटिंग बेटर एंड बेटर एवरी डे मोर फ्रेंडलियर एवरी डे so that is the reason why India is importing more and more arms. Some of the major names in that import includes the S-400 from the Russia, right, and certain radar system from the Israel and the Rafale from the France and some other thing. So this was the major outcome that we had seen in the SIPRI report. Let's find out what are other outcomes. Okay, so the data that was released under the SIPRI report says Russia is India's largest arms supplier. Yes, Russia pehle, 2013 to 2017 used to supply 64% of total arms that we were buying. Currently, राइट करंटली ये थोड़ा सा कम हो गया है एंड फ्रांस इमर्ज्ड एज द सेकंड लार्जेस्ट आर्म सप्लायर टू इंडिया एंड उसके बाद 11% पे कौन है अपना यूएसए सो रशिया इज द लार्जेस्ट आर्म सप्लायर फॉर इंडिया एंड फॉलोड बाय द फ्रांस एंड देन यूएसए अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट the report also said that internationally the arm transfer has been decreased by 5.1%. Import of major arms by European states increased by 47%, and this is the backdrop of the war in the Ukraine. या इन्होंने बोला कि वैसे तो ग्लोबली इंटरनेशनल आर्म ट्रांसफर जो है वो 5.1% से क्या हो गए हैं कम हो गए बट द यूरोपियन यूनियन स्टेट्स दे हैड सीन द इंक्रीज ऑफ 47% arm import by this particular time because of Ukraine war. Yes, Russia's kind of intentions, or you can call it like European state don't want any sort of intervention from the Russian side like Ukraine or Crimea. So they decided to buy more and more arms. So we had seen some 47% increase in the arm import in the European state. Right. Apart from that, they had talked about who is the largest arm exporter in the world. So United States of America is still the largest arm exporter, and it accounts close to 40% of total arm export in the world. And Russia is now 16%, and you can understand the reason why Russia has some lesser share because of the rise of Chinese economy as a defense economy and some other reasons. And talking about our neighborhood, China imports very less, but Pakistan has seen certain 14% increase in the 14% increase in the import of arms from last 5 years, right? And Pakistan के लिए सबसे बड़ा supplier जो है वो हमारा another friendly neighborhood हो गया, that is China. So China supplies maximum amount of arms to Pakistan. Pakistan buys the arms from the China, that we can say this, right? And we had seen 14% extra in increment of like import of Pakistan in terms of arms. Okay, so apart from that, we had seen certain more particular thing. For example, if India is importing arms, right? India is actually exporting arms as well. For example, India is the third largest arms supplier to Myanmar. यस 2018 से 2022 के बीच में इंडिया ने जो है वो म्यांमार को आर्म सप्लाई किए और इंडिया म्यांमार के लिए थर्ड लार्जेस्ट एक्सपोर्टर था राइट रशिया चाइना जो है वो अपने उसमें थे ही अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट वी हैड सीन सर्टेन डेटा कि ग्लोबल इकोनॉमिक इम्पैक्ट ऑफ कोविड and supply chain distraction from Ukraine and China, Ukraine, Russia, and China issue, right? This has seen certain downfall in the supply chain of arms and thus the global trade decreased by 5%. Now, talking about what is SIPRI. So, Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, it is an independent international institute dedicated for the research of conflicts, arms, arm control, disarmament, and some other thing. In 1961, it was established in the Stockholm, that is Sweden, जहाँ से इसका नाम आता है ये रेगुलर रिपोर्ट्स एंड डेटा प्रोवाइड कराती है कि कहाँ पे कितने ज्यादा हथियार खरीदे जा रहे हैं कहाँ पे कितने ज्यादा बेचे जा रहे हैं एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट समटाइम्स दे प्रोवाइड रिकमेंडेशन हाउ टू मेक पीस हाउ टू हैव प्रॉपर लाइक engagement of fund in the public interest etc etc so that is what SIPRI. Let's come to the question. Questions are direct and you can see that. इंडिया के लिए सबसे बड़ा आर्म सप्लायर कौन है व्हाट इज द टोटल परसेंटेज ऑफ इंडिया इन आर्म्स इंपोर्ट व्हिच इज द सेकंड लार्जेस्ट एंड पाकिस्तान के लिए कौन है सिप्री का हेडक्वार्टर कहाँ है सिप्री कब स्टैब्लिश हुआ डिफेंस मिनिस्टर कौन है डिफेंस एक्विजिशन काउंसिल क्या होती है एंड ऑल अदर थिंग्स सो दीज आर द डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन दैट यू कैन फाइंड इन द एग्जाम एंड दिस वाज द रिपोर्ट फ्रॉम सिप्री अबाउट द ग्लोबल आर्म इंपोर्ट एंड एक्सपोर्ट राइट आई होप यहां तक कोई डाउट नहीं होगा right so that we can actually start our objective question session today right so let's start with what we are having in terms of objective questions okay so who became the first women to operate the Vande Bharat Express train in the March 2023 yes हमने वंदे भारत एक्सप्रेस जो है वो डिफरेंट डिफरेंट रीजंस पे डिफरेंट डिफरेंट टाइम पे देखी है ना नाउ there is a woman who's operating this Vande Bharat Express. Who is she? Options are Asha Yadav, Surekha Yadav, Deepa Kumari, Shivangi Chauhan. Sachin is saying B, that is Surekha Yadav. Okay, anyone else? और कोई? Very good. Sachin, Loco Women. Yes, yes. और कोई? Yes, Sachin is very good. The correct answer is Surekha Yadav. In 1988, right, she became the first female train driver or loco pilot. Right. She was also the first Asian female right locomotive driver or train or rail driver right and now with this experience with this particular kind of skills she is now operating a Vande Bharat Express that is semi high speed train of India from Sholapur to Chhatrapati Shivaji terminus so she became the first female in India first female in Asia and now first female in India to operate Vande Bharat Express so it's a huge opportunity achievement right moving on to the next one. Consider the following statement related to Bold Kurukshetra 2023. Right, it is a joint exercise between India and Bangladesh. It was organized between 6 to 13 March 2023 at the Jodhpur military station, Rajasthan. Which of the following statement above is or are correct? Option number A is only one, only two, both one and two, none of the above. ट्रेन के ड्राइवर्स को लोकोमोटिव बुलाया जाता है लोको पायलट जो ट्रेन के इंजन को चलाता है okay so we are talking about the military exercise bold kurukshetra बताएं okay Sachin is saying C that is both 1 and 2 anyone else no the correct answer is option number B Sachin Yes, I mean, this particular exercise undoubtedly happened between 6 to 13 March at the Jodhpur military station, but this is not between India and Bangladesh. This is between India and Singapore. Yes. In 2005, the first edition of Bold Kurukshetra started, and this is a joint military exercise of India and Singapore together. Right. बीच में I guess ये 13th edition है bilateral exercise का. This was the 13th edition of this particular uh, bilateral exercise. बीच में थोड़ा कोविड एंड दूसरी चीजों के कारण बंद था, but this is the 13th edition of this Bold Kurukshetra. This is conducted between Indian and Singapore military, right? And this year it was conducted at the Jodhpur military station. Hello, Nandirba. Now that the B option is correct, not with Bangladesh. It is with Singapore, right? I guess 42nd battalion जो थी उसने participate किया था. मैंने news पढ़ा था इससे related. Moving on to the next question. Consider the following statement related to World Consumer Right Day. क्वेश्चन है कि विश्व उपभोक्ता अधिकार दिवस के विषय में इन स्टेटमेंट को ध्यान से सुने. पढ़ें. The day was observed on the March 12, 2023. The main theme of this day in the year 2023 is empowering consumers at the speed of clean energy. Right? Okay. So this is the question, and which of the following statement above is or are correct? Only one, or both one and two, only two, none of the above. Batao. That's okay, Sachin. Yes, Mr. Criminal Justice, the same-sex marriages is important news for CLAT, and most probably legal team जो है, legal की जो faculty team है हमारी, वो इस पे वाइटी लेगी. अगर नहीं लेगी तो अगले सेशन में हम उस पे बात करेंगे. राइट. हम पूरी बात करेंगे कि 2018 में क्या हुआ, सेक्शन 377 डिक्रिमिनलाइज हुआ, व्हाट इज लाइक स्पेशल मैरिज एक्ट किस तरीके से होगा, क्या होगा. अगर नहीं किया गया तो मैं कर लूंगा. ठीक है. जल्दी से आंसर करो. सचिन का कहना है बी, बोथ वन एंड टू. एनीवन एल्स? No. The correct answer is C. अनाया, वेरी गुड बेटा. द करेक्ट आंसर इज सी. भैया, हर चमकती चीज सोना नहीं होती, है ना? वैसे ही हर स्टेटमेंट वाले क्वेश्चन का आंसर ऑल ऑफ द अबव या बोथ ए एंड बी नहीं होता. करेक्ट. वेरी करेक्ट, अनाया. The World Consumer Right Day is observed on March of 15, not 12. Right. Yes. And on 15th of March, this particular day is observed. This is the day when people, the institutions, different institutions make certain campaign, make certain events to make consumer aware about their rights. Correct. For example, अभी recent का event बता देता हूँ. When I was in my hometown, there was this Coca-Cola bottle of half liter which was having MRP of 40 rupees. But just because they are cooling it for us, correct, they were selling it on on the price of 45. Right. So that is something that we should know. MRP का मतलब होता है मैक्सिमम रिटेल प्राइस. इससे ज्यादा पे आप बेच नहीं सकते. हाँ, इससे कम पे बेचना चाहो, that's your wish. Go ahead, go crazy. But you cannot sell it above MRP. Right. So these are certain type of rights that we are having, that we can claim, that we can actually help, that those right will actually help us becoming better consumers. So this is about the consumer right and its awareness. Moving on to the next one. Which rocket launched 41 web, sorry, यहाँ पे dash होना चाहिए, one web internet satellites on the March 9, 2023. पूछा रहा है किस रॉकेट ने 40 वन वेब इंटरनेट सैटेलाइट जो है मार्च 9 2023 को लॉन्च किए स्पेस में. ऑप्शंस आर आरियाना 5, डेल्टा 4, फाल्कन 9, GSLV 6. Okay, Sachin is saying C, that is Falcon 9. Okay, anyone else? Anaya, bache? Okay, C, that's good, that's good. यस, द करेक्ट आंसर इज ऑप्शन नंबर सी, फाल्कन 9। आप सबने इसका नाम तो सुना ही होगा, स्पेस एक्स, राइट। हाँ, ये उन्हीं चाचा का है जो दिन भर ट्विटर में बैठे ट्वीट करते रहते हो, ठीक है। ओके, सो SpaceX ने with the help of its Falcon 9 rocket, they launched 40 broadband internet satellite of a United Kingdom's company OneWeb. Yes. So OneWeb is a United Kingdom company, UK company, and they wanted to launch 40 broadband satellite to provide better data, better internet. So with the help of Falcon 9, SpaceX helped OneWeb to launch its 40 broadband internet satellite on the space. So the correct answer is Falcon 9. अच्छा, मैं चाहता तो मैं पूछ लेता कि OneWeb के लिए 40 सैटेलाइट्स किस कंपनी ने लॉन्च किए? The company is SpaceX. Okay. Moving on, focusing on India's cultural connect with SCO countries in the middle of the March 2023, where did the International Conference on Common Buddhist Heritage took place or take place? The question is कि इंडिया के जो कल्चरल कनेक्ट है विद दी शंघाई कोऑपरेशन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कंट्रीज, राइट, तो उनके लिए इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑन कॉमन बुद्धिस्ट हेरिटेज कहाँ पे उन्होंने इंडिया ने ऑर्गेनाइज कराई, राइट। द ऑप्शंस आर वाराणसी, न्यू दिल्ली, बोध गया, कुशीनगर। हाँ, क्रिमिनल जस्टिस तुम समझ गए ना, अपन नाम नहीं लेते, राइट। द थिंग इज वी आर हैविंग सर्टेन ईगो क्लैश, वो मुझे नहीं जानता मैं उसे नहीं जानता वाला केस है। चलो आंसर करो। Tell me, where does the common Buddhist heritage conference, also known as sorry, uh, शेयर्ड बुद्धिस्ट हेरिटेज कॉन्फ्रेंस, ये दोनों नाम चलते हैं, शेयर्ड बुद्धिस्ट हेरिटेज कॉन्फ्रेंस, है ना। सो ये कहाँ पे हुई? सचिन का कहना है सी, दैट्स बोध गया। अनाया, क्रिमिनल जस्टिस, अनाया सिंह बी, दैट्स न्यू दिल्ली। ओके, okay, Nandibai is also saying B. They are saying C. The correct answer is option number B. Okay, yeah, undoubtedly Bodh Gaya, Kushinagar, these are the places where you can find Buddhist heritages. Yeah, right. But this particular conference of SCO countries related to Common Buddhist Heritage Conference or Shared Buddhist Heritage Conference, this took in the New Delhi. This was a 2 day long conference, yeah, right? And it was hosted by Vigyan Bhavan, I guess, in New Delhi. Right. So यहाँ पे अपने tourism minister, minister of state for culture, external affairs, and other particular people, they actually took part of it in it, and they talk about how we want to develop, how we want to connect the Indian civilization with the SCO countries. The thing is कि Shanghai Cooperation Organizations, majority of countries are having those culture which India is already having. Right. So that is the conference is about कि how we can connect it. Okay. Moving on to the next one. Which company has received the homologation or certificate from the Indian Automobile Regulatory Agency, that is IARA, for India's first heavy duty electric dumper, है ना। सेम डंपर्स दैट यू आर सीइंग इन द ऑन द रोड, वो जो नहीं होते, वो ऐसे करके पीछे से उनकी ट्रॉली ऐसी हो जाती है, वो डंप कर देते हैं और आगे बढ़ जाते हैं। सो पूछा जा रहा है कि किस कंपनी को पहला होमोलोगस सर्टिफिकेशन जो है वो इलेक्ट्रिक फर्स्ट इलेक्ट्रिक हैवी ड्यूटी इलेक्ट्रिक डंपर का मिला है। द ऑप्शंस आर ओलेक्ट्रा ग्रीन टेक, अशोक लेलैंड, टाटा मोटर्स, महिंद्रा एंड महिंद्रा। कम ऑन। Okay, so people are saying C, that's Tata Motors. Sachin is saying C. Okay. और कोई? Anyone else? No? Okay, the correct answer is option number A, that is Olectra Green Tech. Yes, undoubtedly, Tata Motors and Ashok Leyland, these are the Mahindra and Mahindra, these are the companies that are dealing, that are having, they are the major player in the heavy duty vehicles. बट द फर्स्ट हैवी ड्यूटी इलेक्ट्रिक डंपर उसको जो सर्टिफिकेशन था IARA की तरफ से वो दिया गया ओलेक्ट्रा ग्रीन ट्रैक को और इफ एवरीथिंग गोज वेल दे आर गोइंग टू गेट द first order of 20 such vehicle 20 grade vehicle, right? Moving on to the next question. In which district of Uttar Pradesh मोटा अनाज महोत्सव, राइट? मैं तुम्हें बता देता हूँ व्हाट इज मोटा अनाज महोत्सव. दिस इज आल्सो नोन एज मिलेट महोत्सव, राइट? Okay, so in which district of Uttar Pradesh the Millet Mahotsav or the Mota Anaj Mahotsav was organized in the middle of the March 2023? The options are Lucknow, Varanasi, Ghaziabad, Agra. Come on. Okay, so Sachin is saying D, that's Agra. Anyone else? No? Yes, Sachin is very correct. The option number D, Agra is the correct answer. Now, millet are known as mota anaj. The thing is, we had seen our entire country, नर्मदा के ऊपर वाला हिस्सा mainly रोटी पे dependent है, नर्मदा के नीचे वाला हिस्सा चावल पे dependent है. There are some particular uh, grains which are known as millets जिसमें जौ आता है बाजरा आता है and they are very nutritional and apart from that they are quite helpful in controlling the health problem like diabetes. India is largest population of diabetic people and millets can help India fighting the diabetes, right? So there were a lot of things that were talked in that 2 day conference, 2 day mahotsav. Ministry of Law and Justice, Health and Family Welfare, उनके representative different particular organizations representative, they met over there and they talk about how important millet is, how important mota anaj is for the health and other thing. So that particular event happened at Agra and for your kind information मैं चाहता हूँ कि तुम ये particular homework करो, पता करो, try to find out which is known as International Millet Year. Okay, moving on. Okay, so the question is in the March 2023, the world's first 200-meter long bamboo crash barrier was built. Consider the following statement related to this. ओके, सो मार्च 2023 में दुनिया का पहला 200 मीटर लंबा बैम्बू क्रैश बैरियर जो है वो बनाया गया, उसके बारे में स्टेटमेंट सुना. दिस क्रैश बैरियर हैज बीन इंस्टॉल्ड ऑन दी वानी वरोरा हाईवे इन द विदर्भ महाराष्ट्र. इसको इंस्टॉल किया गया विदर्भ में, राइट? सेकंड स्टेटमेंट इज द क्रैश बैरियर हैज बीन नेम्ड एज द बाहुबली. ओके, क्रैश बैरियर को क्या बुलाया गया? बाहुबली. अच्छा, ये बल्ली दो तरीके से हो सकता है ना, कहीं पे तुम्हें अगर BALLY भी मिल जाए तो उसको कंफ्यूज मत होना. Which of the following statement given above is or are correct? Only one, only two, both one and two, none of the above. Batao. So Sachin is saying option number A, that's only one. Okay. Arjun is saying C, that both one and two. Anyone else? Anaya is also saying C. Nandaba is also saying C. The correct answer is option number C. Yes. You might find it funny, but उसका नाम रखा गया है बाहुबली. Okay. Yes, it is installed in the Varora highway in the Vidar. And like a year back, this particular crash barrier was tested in the NETRACS, National Automotive Test Tracks, yeah, right? And it was also being given certification from the Central Building Research Institute, CBRI. And why this particular bamboo crash barrier is better than the steel barriers? क्योंकि इसका recycling जो particular value है वो approximate 50 to 70% होती है. But the steel particular bamboos, sorry, steel barriers were only having like 30 to 50% of recycling value. Okay, so this is installed in Maharashtra Vidar and this is named as Bahubali. Okay, quite funny, but I like it. Right. Moving on to the next one. On March 2023, International Women's Day was celebrated all over the world. What was the main theme of the day this year? मुझे बोला जा रहा है कि मार्च में इंटरनेशनल वुमेन्स डे अंतर्राष्ट्रीय महिला दिवस मनाया गया पूरी दुनिया में. इस साल की थीम क्या थी? ऑप्शंस आर डिजिट ऑल, innovation and technology for the gender equality, science for the gender equality for sustainable development, none of the above. बताओ. ओके, सचिन का कहना है ए. ठीक है, और कोई? अनाया कहना है सी. अर्जुन का कहना है सी. वेरी गुड. और कोई? एनीवन एल्स? Okay, the correct answer is option number A, digit all innovation and technology for gender equality. Yes, March 8th, right, is marked as the International Women's Day, and इस दिन हम महिलाओं की उपलब्धियां and महिलाओं का importance जो है उसको celebrate करते हैं. From being my side, every single day of the year is a Women's Day because the world cannot survive without women, right? Yes, I'm pretty sure. Okay, even in my home, like my entire family cannot survive if something happened to my mom, right? So every day is the Women's Day of the year, but the 8th March is a special day mentioned to respect, to celebrate the achievement, to make people aware about the importance of women and their contribution towards society. This year, they wanted the digital world, digital life to participate in the gender equality. So they had this theme, Digit All Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality. Moving on to the next one. Who was named the Prime Minister or the Premier of China in March 2023? पूछा जा रहा है कि कौन जो है वो प्राइमर या प्राइम मिनिस्टर जो है वो अपॉइंट किए गए हैं चाइना के इन मार्च 2023. दैट इज द सेकंड नंबर पोजीशन इन द चाइनीज गवर्नमेंट, है ना? The options are Li Qiang, the B option is Li Keqiang, the Zhou Enlai, Li Peng. Okay, I started getting answers. Somebody saying A. Okay, A, Li Qiang, A. Yes, the correct answer is option number A, Li Qiang. The thing is, Xi Jinping has secured the third term as the president of China. Right? I guess he's the second most powerful leader after the Mao Zedong now. Right? And the primer position is being given to Li Qiang, and he is going to replace Keqiang. Okay. Now, don't ask me about the name and pronunciation. This is what I know. Okay, so recently the Communist Party of China had the meeting and they decided to have to retain the Xi Jinping as the president, and Li Qiang as the premier or prime minister of China. He is now the second most powerful leader of China, right? So this is it from my side for today, right? I hope you guys enjoyed the session. I hope तुम्हें मजा आया. Right. And I'll see you in the next session. Till then, I wish you and all your loved one a good health, good mental health. Make sure to stay motivated, stay positive for your studies. I'll see you soon. Good night, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Good night.